Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the flight sim world. This is Viperstrike 95, and today we are finally back to our around the world tour, our all countries trip. And today we're back here at Montevideo. Can't believe this is where we stopped a whole month ago since the last time we did this. And this is day 27 of our around the world trip. And today we're here to visit our next country, Argentina. Today we'll be visiting Argentina for the first time today. So I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you all have a good week. So thank you guys so much for coming here. So we're going to be doing some general aviation flying from Montevideo over to Buenos Aires. So before we get started, I want to say hello to everyone here. Um, say hello to all you guys in the chat, both we have Super Typhon, good to see you, and hello to all the lurkers here as well. So today's flight plan is going to be a pretty simple one. I forgot to update the route. Give me a second. So our route today, it's also here in the stream title, but let me update it. But let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and update it. So here's our today's flight plan. We're going to be starting here. Here we go. So we're going to start here at Carrasco International. We'll fly back. Then from Carrasco International, we'll head first over to 1B DeSalvo Airport here in Trinidad. We'll make a landing here at Sierra Uniform Tango, India. Then from Trinidad, we'll make our way southwest. We'll make our way over to Isla Martin Garcia and land at My Gulf, India. We'll land there. And then afterwards, we'll make our way down over to Buenos Aires. We'll go travel through here and fly across much of Buenos Aires' major downtown. And then afterwards, we'll land at the main international airport for Buenos Aires at Sierra Alpha Echo Zulu. This is Isilia International Ministerio Pistorani International Airport in Buenos Aires. So should be a pretty nice trip. Should be a good flight. So the plane today here is the Piper PA-28 Warrior. This is the Piper Cherokee Warrior 2. Now the difference between the Piper Warrior and the Piper Arrow is mainly its fixed landing gear, and it's a bit less powerful compared to the Arrow. It's part of a Cherokee line of planes, just like the Arrow and all that. However, the major difference is that the Piper Warrior is a fixed landing gear. It's a bit slower. It's powered by a 160 horsepower engine, whereas the Arrow is more powerful. But it's still capable enough plane for it. The Warrior 2 has a 160 horsepower engine, and it weighs about 2,325 pounds. But it's a perfect little plane to get up and going and to learn more how to fly. But basically, the cockpit of this is very similar to the aeroplanes. So there's that as well. So let's go ahead and get this plane started. This is a Piper, so this shouldn't be too difficult to start. Yeah, here we go, and that is how you get the Piper Air Warrior started. So pretty easy start. So that should be a pretty easy start. So on. So and that should be how we turn on the Piper Warrior. Pretty simple plane to turn on and off. So we're going to be heading at 343 degrees. So we're going to take off at runway 01 is where we're going to take off here. If you guys want to join on in, and if you don't have the Piper Warrior, you could take a X Cub or you can take the Cessna 152 or take any plane that could actually keep up with around 100 knots, give or take. So don't be afraid to take any plane that can keep up with it. But yeah, I can't believe this is the first time in almost a month since we did this around the world trip. Pretty crazy. Here we go. Up, and away we go. Yep, just about left. Yeah, beautiful livery. I really like this livery on that. So our cruise altitude for today is 2,000 feet. So we're gonna cruise up to 2,000 feet. Don't have to go very far there. So to our left is Montevideo. This is Uruguay's capital. This is also where the first ever World Cup was held back in 1930, which Uruguay won it, beating um, the Brazilian Argentines for the World Cup. Just busy reading this, so we're just going to continue. We're just going to be flying to our first destination. Okay, I was wondering where the altitude checkpoint quit spot. Okay, I was wondering where the altitude thing was at. Sorry about that. So good to see you guys. I hope you guys get started the weekend. The weekends just came here today. So the weekend's finally come here today. I know we have Kaharia's stream later today. She's going to be on later today. At 1900 Zoo, she'll be on later today. So check out her channel on Twitch. If you guys are interested in checking out Kaharia, she's a great friend of the community. She makes some great flight sim content. Enjoy. There we go. Okay, good. Got the altitude. Thank you for the shout out, Typhon. So yeah, we're finally I'm gonna go ahead and reduce power. Going there a little quick. Yeah, beautiful scenery here today in Uruguay. I know it's a little flat right here, but it should be some pretty nice flying. It's some pretty nice scenery, so let's take a look outside. Yeah, really cool scenery here today here. Just some of the flatlands of Uruguay. Some really cool stuff. So let's go over a bit about Argentina. But we are going to be covering Argentina today. So let's go over a little bit about Argentina, just briefly. See if this slideshow works. It is. Booyah! Argentina. It's the second largest country in all South America after Brazil, and the fourth largest in the Americas, and the eighth largest country in the world. Yes, Argentina is massive. It covers an area of 2,780,400 square kilometers. It's a massive area. It's bordered by Chile, Bolivia, Paraguay, Brazil, and Uruguay. And the country's federal state made of 23 subdivided into 23 provinces and one autonomous city, which is Buenos Aires. Argentina also apparently has been around since the Paleolithic period. And Argentina, at one point, Argentina used to be one of the wealthier places in the world. However, throughout the 20th century was quite a bit of a messy 20th century with the military junta and all that. But even today, Argentina retains as a middle power in international affairs, a major non-NATO ally of the United States, the second highest HDI in Latin America after Chile, the second largest economy in South America, and a member of the G20. So Argentina historically has been a pretty interesting country here in South America. It's definitely the second most important country in the continent behind Brazil. So Argentina definitely has its own unique stamp into much of Latin America. Now, we won't be covering all of Argentina today because, well, we have one more flight in Argentina, and that's to Ushuaia, and that's going to be on Sunday. We'll be flying to the end of the world, quite literally. But we will make a pit stop at Comodoro Rivadavia. Well, but yeah, we're going to fly from Buenos Aires to the end of the world, to the bottom of the world. quite an important little place. So yeah, I wanted to ask you guys. I hope you guys have any really cool plans this weekend. For me at least, my weekend is I'm gonna have to do some more Firefly air flights, of course, on the rest of today and tomorrow. Continue working on some Firefly air stuff. Um, Continuing to do more flights from Firefly Air, and then on Sunday we get to do the flight to Argentina. Um, and we'll get our way to Patagonia, and then apparently next Wednesday is going to be next Friday. I mean, is going to be the fighter jets over Patagonia, which is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do this with you guys. Do the fighter jets. I think that would be really cool. Yeah, super excited to do that for sure. Pretty excited for that. In terms of pretty big MSFS news, there isn't too many huge news, though. Apparently, SUMU-SUTI-MGI-SAEZ is going to be released next week on May 23rd. So let's hope this file gets released finally, because I know a lot of people have been looking forward to the new sim update. Those should be a pretty nice release date for sure. So. I know quite a few people here in Buenos Aires. Yeah, in real life, if I were to do a flight from Montevideo to Buenos Aires, it would actually be quite a bit of a short flight. So just doing that kind of gives us also more of a chance to explore Uruguay. We didn't really get much of a chance. So it should be some pretty nice flying. So we're going to go ahead and prepare for let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Argentina today. We'll go a bit about Argentina's history. Argentina's got quite the interesting long history for South America, at least. So if you guys want to know about Argentina's history, we have to go back to the pre-Columbian days. The earliest traces of human life in dated from Argentina are dated back to the Paleolithic period. Until Europeans arrived, Argentina was relatively sparsely populated by a wide number of diverse cultures, which can be divided into three main groups. The first group are basic hunters and food gatherers without the development of pottery, such as the Selknam and Yaghan tribes in the extreme south. Then you have a second group, which are advanced hunters and gatherers, like the Huiche, Huaorani, and Serranos in the southeast, and the Telhuiche in the south. However, they were conquered by the Mapuche tribe from Chile. And the last group are farmers with pottery, like the Charrua, Minoan, and Guarani in the northeast. Some parts of this area were conquered by the Incan Empire around 480. So, but yeah, there was a wide range of diverse people. However, for the first Europeans to arrive here in Argentina was in 1502 with the voyage of Amerigo Vespucci, which is where actually the name of America, whose name is actually where America was derived from. The Spanish navigators Juan Diaz de Solís and Sebastian Cabot visited the territory in 1516 and 1526, respectively. Buenos Aires was actually first settled in 1536 by Pedro de Mendoza, founded the small settlement of Buenos Aires, which was abandoned in 1541. However, Buenos Aires would come back once again. However, it didn't take further development until Paraguay, when they established the government of Rio de la Plata, Peru, and Chile. And as a result, they continued to move down south throughout much of modern Argentina, including finding the cities of Santiago de Estero, Londres, Mendoza, San Miguel de Tucumán, and more. Then the Spanish Empire subordinated the economic potential of the region to the wealth of the gold mines of Bolivia and Peru, and it became part of the Viceroyalty of Peru before its own Viceroyalty was created in 1776 with Buenos Aires as capital. The city itself repelled two ill-fated British invasions in 1806 and 7. The ideas of the Age of Enlightenment gained throughout the country, and as a result, when Ferdinand VII was overthrown during the Peninsular War, caused great concern, and it caused a lot of ideas spread about Argentine independence. And beginning the 1810 May Revolution, it started a new government from the locals, and it caused an independence war in Argentina. In some of the first clashes of the Independence War, the Junta crushed the Royalist counter-revolution, but failed to overcome those of those other independent states. And then you have the French Argentine Hippolyte Bouchard began to wage war against Spain, and secured the more Argentine navy. as well. Then there were more revolutionaries spread after the war, as Argentina into two groups, and it became part of the first 2 decades of Argentina's independence. In the 1820 Battle of Cepeda between Centralists and Federalists, it ended the Supreme Director rule and entered a more centralist constitution in modern Argentina. And there have been conflicts between the Centralists and Federalists throughout the entirety of the 1830s until the Federalists won and produced the modern constitution. However, the thing that really built modern Argentina and the rise of it was in 1861, when Buenos Aires' predominance and selected Bartolomé as president of the reunified Argentina and helped set up, as well as 3 other presidencies, to set up the basis of the modern Argentine state. Started with Julio Argentina Roca in 1890, 10 consecutive federal governments emphasized liberal economic policies and combined the fact they promoted a massive wave of European immigration to Argentina, which was only second only to the United States. Yeah, a lot of people immigrated to Argentina. Led to a near reinvention of Argentine society, in that by 1908, it was the 7th wealthiest developed nation in the world. Yes, imagine being Argentina, of all places, used to be at one point one of the wealthiest nations in the world. Was immigrants. And they brought a lot of people from immigration over to Argentina. In fact, much of the immigrants in Argentina during this time were immigrated from Italy and Spain. In fact, almost 2 million, over 2 million Italian immigrants immigrated to Argentina from 1857 to 1920. And as a result, there's a lot of Italian culture still to this day for Italy. So a lot of Argentines actually come from Italian descent. So that it's still present here in the country even today. And as a result, it grew a massive amount of wheat, beef, railway, and more. And as a result, Argentina became a very wealthy. I mean, in 1908, it surpassed countries like Denmark, Canada, and the Netherlands, and only behind countries like Switzerland, Australia, the United States, in more per capita, which is pretty insane to even think about it. That Argentina was 1 point wealthy. However, despite those unique achievements, the country was slow to meet its original goals of industrialization as well. However, Argentina still had some pretty interesting stuff as well. In 1912, President Rodrigo Sáenz enacted universal suffrage, which allowed social and economic reforms to continue growing, and Argentina remained neutral during World War I. However, the second administration of it faced the Great Depression, so he was ousted from power by the military-led Jose Felix Uriburu. Although Argentina still remained one of the 15 richest countries in the world still, the coup d'etat started the steady decline that still pushed the country back to underdevelopment. And Argentina also remained neutral during World War II. However, one big controversy of what happened for World War II, and one of the things you do know about Argentina in World War II, however, and one of the more morbid and darker things about Argentina was lots of the Nazi fugitives actually made their way over to Argentina through the brat lines. and the government secretly allowed a lot of Nazi criminals to flee Europe. More than 300 Nazi fugitives fled to Argentina, including Joseph Mengele, Eduard Rochman, and Adolf Eichmann, all fled into Argentina by Perón's government. And during that time, Juan Perón was named head of the Labor Department, and he later eventually became Argentina's president in 1946, whose reign has a pretty profound effect in Argentine history. Perón basically nationalized strategic industries, services, improved wages and working conditions, paid the full debt, enjoyed full employment. However, he also did a lot of political suppression as well. Perón tried to get reelected thanks to his wife. However, with the economy tanking, he lost a lot of public support. And eventually, during a coup, he was deposed and put a new government by head of state Pedro Aramburu. And then that led to another coup d'etat, which in 1966, led by General Juan Carlos Onganía in the Argentine Revolution, created a new military government, which lasted for several years until 1973, and Perón returned back from Spain. However, there's still more conflict, and the military took things back in 1977, which led to a whole decade of instability in Argentina. And one of those events during the decade of the military junta was in 1982. And that was when Argentine forces took over the territory of South Georgia and the Falkland Islands. The UK sent a task force to regain the Falkland Islands, and this set up the Falklands War, which led to a humiliating defeat of the Argentine military. And Argentina then, ever since then, has transitioned back to democratic elections, started in 1983 with Raúl Alfonsín. However, despite that, Argentina still faced a lot of instability and stuff, thanks to economic crisis, inflation, and it's still going even to this day. Argentina has a lot of economic instability even to this day. But one of the most interesting things that happened in 2023 was the election of Javier Milei. Guess who we all know? He's the newest president of Argentina, and he is actually a libertarian now. Yes, a libertarian became the new president of Argentina in 2023. So yeah, this is Argentina's history, guys. That is what we need to know about Argentina. So, there's still a lot about Argentina we're going to be learning. So, hey, Kazaki Fire, good to see you, Kazaki. I see you in BF 108. Good to see you. Nice to see you, Kazaki Flyer. I hope you're doing well, my dude. So, good to see you. So, um, yeah, Argentina's definitely had a very turbulent 20th century. I mean, a lot of people didn't realize at one point Argentina used to be one of the wealthiest countries in the world at some point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful plane though. I do like this. Do like this plane a lot. Very, very nice little GA aircraft as well. But yeah, I'm very excited to continue this around the world trip. But I think next week is going to be what's planned. We're going to be doing the jet flight over Patagonia next Friday, and then next Sunday we'll be doing a GA trip through around this area. We're going to head our way over to Santiago. We do up to Santiago. But basically, the goal is once we do that, we'll make our way through um, with some general aviation stuff and make our way up slowly through the other South American countries of Chile, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, finish up with Colombia, then go through Central America into Mexico, and then eventually make our way back to the United States. Kind of what we're going to be doing um, through this trip. Oh, nice. You got to sit and had a chance to purchase. Oh, nice. Oh, that's pretty cool there, Kazaki. BF-108. That's a pretty cool opportunity. I know you couldn't really afford a BF-108, but still, it's a really cool little plane back in the 30s. Hey, good to see you, Filthy. Nice to see you. I had a great trip, Filthy. I had a fantastic time in Alaska, my dude. It was just fantastic though to visit beautiful Alaska. The scenery was amazing. And we really lucked out on the weather. If you don't know, Filthy, Southeast Alaska can get very unpredictable weather. So the fact we were able to luck out on the weather in Alaska, it made it well worth it. And like I said, I'm glad to be back streaming again. So so definitely enjoy myself. What was your favorite part? No, it's liable has spare engine. I wish I could have had it raised to 100 G's. Yeah, I feel like exactly. My favorite part was definitely checking out the ports. Well, there were many things I really enjoyed, but I think the highlight of my trip was in Juneau. Um, Juneau was the seaplane thing. That was a lot of fun. Um, I got into a DC-3 Otter Turbo Otter. Got to sit in the co-pilot seat, and we got to fly over some glaciers and stuff. It was so much fun. Um, Ridiculous amount of fun. Um, that was one of the big highlights of the trip. The other highlight of the trip, for me at least, was Sitka. Sitka was absolute gorgeous. Um, I got the pictures in the Discord. Here's my Discord. If you're in my Discord, Filthy, um, it's all my IRL travel pictures. Um, but yeah, I got to check that out. Sitka was absolutely gorgeous, and we got to check out the city. Seward was also really enjoyable too, with the Sea Life Center Aquarium. That was a lot of fun. But no, I had an amazing time in Alaska. I really enjoyed all my stops. Um, it was well worth the money and the time, so got to really enjoy just doing the around the world. Yeah, yeah, I got tons of pictures. Yeah, as for me, I still got some traveling to do. My next trip won't be until July. Which will be 2 months. It'll be um, it'll be traveling through Canada, New England, which I've never been in this region before. But it'll be Boston, Halifax, Cape Breton Island, which is Sydney, Prince Edward Island, where apparently Canada was born in Prince Edward Island, and then Bar Harbor, Maine. Um, should be a pretty nice little trip. Um, the weather should be really nice up there for July. The weather should be extremely nice there. Oh yeah, we're gonna be going to Bar Harbor and stuff. Bar Harbor should be beautiful. Should be beautiful though. Yeah, apparently, Bar Harbor, we're gonna go to Acadia National Park, which I've flown into in the sim. Acadia is very beautiful. Um, it was very nice in the sim. So I'm curious to see how it would be in real life. In comparison, of course. So should be some really, really nice flying for sure. We're getting pretty close to our first stop of the day at Sierra Uniform Tango, India. This is at Trinidad. Um, we're just 10 nautical miles away. This is just our first stop of the day. We still got yeah, definitely shows you a lot of the farmland here in Uruguay. So, so yeah, guys, I want to ask you all something in the chat. I want to talk to you about something else too. So apparently, um, I know the VATSIM series was over for Mer's channel, but I mean, hard to believe that some of you, the Fireflies, are already doing some VATSIM flying. Yesterday. I mean, super impressive for all those who can do VATSIM. Very, very impressive. Um, I don't think I don't think I do well in VATSIM just because sometimes I can get distracted, and that's probably what's going to hurt me from doing VATSIM. I mean, I have a lot of interest in VATSIM, but I'm probably just going to be mostly observer. Like, I could be good at that, it's just I'm not really that great. So maybe it's because I haven't done a lot of stuff already. That's just me. here we are, Trinidad. Here it is, our first stop. In fact, if it wasn't for this, it would have only been a 167 nautical mile flight. It would have been a really short. So that's why the stop was necessary, because this was going to be a pretty short flight. So we're going to land on runway 27. That's what we're going to be doing here. So here it is. Here is Trinidad in Uruguay. Uruguay. We're going to get for our first landing of the day here. Go ahead and turn off. Oh, we have a raid from Angry One Horn. Good to see you, Angry One Horn and viewers. This is Viperstrike 95 here. And we're here in Argentina. We're still here in Uruguay. We're heading our way to Buenos Aires today. Great to see you, my dude. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a great stream, Angry One Horn. We have Gas Can 2020 here. First time chatting. Welcome on in, my dude. So, what did you guys do today on Angry One Horn's stream? We're just going to go ahead and sit fully. Thank you so much for the follow, GasCan 2020. Hey, Bronco Buster, good to see you. I am flying the Just Flight Piper Warrior today. Haven't taken her out of the hangar in quite some bit of time. Good to see you, Bronco Buster. Actually, I think we're going to land at 2 forward this time. Just descend this slowly. We're going to be heading to Isla Martin Island. So we're going to head there. Here we go, guys. Here we go, guys. First land of the day. pretty smooth landing. Oh, nice. In the CG4. Cool. Um, yeah, the CG4, very nice business jet. That's actually what I started my journey in, the good old CG4. Back in the old days. Um, so, let's just park here for just a little bit. This here is our first stop of the day here. Pretty cool little grass strip. Nice. Sydney, Australia to Henderson, Nevada. Cool. That's right. You're doing that journey. That's right. Well, if you guys don't know, I'm Viperstrike 95. I've been streaming here since 2021. I've done plenty of flight sim series over the years. From my first series talking about baseball back in 2021, I've done all sorts of series. I did two historical flight series already. The 1926 Berlin-Beijing flight in the JU-52, and most recently, in 2023, I did the 2017 Britling DC-3 Around the World flight. This here is my newest adventure, and we're doing the around the world, all countries around the world, visiting every single sovereign nation on Earth. So we're day here 27 here in we're gonna go to Buenos Aires today, which is the capital city of Argentina, from Montevideo. So yeah, we're gonna go everywhere around the world. We're gonna be um we've already done the entirety of the Caribbean, and we're already gonna do the first half of South America. We've already visited Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and Brazil, and Paraguay, and we're about to leave Uruguay for Argentina. So that's what we're doing here. We just took a quick break. If anyone else wants to join on in, we're on the Southeast Asia server. And you can take any aircraft that can at least catch up with this thing. Oh, nice. You're in Japan right now, heading to Hiroshima. Oh, that's a cool city. Japan's a beautiful country in the sim. Our virtual airline actually has a hub in Japan that I'm a part of. But it's not in Hiroshima. It's actually in Nagoya. So, um, I stream 3 days a week, by the way. Um, on Wednesdays is mainly virtual airline flying. I'm part of a virtual airline, Firefly Air of the Two-Tone Murphy community. I'm a proud member of Firefly Air, so we'll be flying mainly the airliners. And it doesn't matter which airliner it is. It could be brand new or older airliners, but we fly the airliners for those Wednesday streams. And of course, Fridays and Sundays, we will be doing the around the world trip. I did it 2 days a week since it would be a lot easier to get it done than if I were to do it 1 day a week. Oh yeah, Fuji's incredible. And speaking of Mount Fuji, if you guys come around on Monday, Two-Tone Murphy will be doing his volcano series. And Mount Fuji is the first volcano he'll be doing on that series. Hey, King Cobra 74, good to see you, my dude. Welcome on back. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, my dude. Someone get a shout out for King Cobra. So, Yeah, good to see you, King Cobra. I hope you're doing well, my dude. Which airport is the closest? Sierra Uniform Tango India is the closest, Bronco Buster. It's on the top right of the overlay. It's actually right there. Is Sierra Uniform Tango India. It's the one we just took off. Yeah, thank you for asking, though. Really appreciate it. So, yeah, if you guys don't know, we do. I'm part of another virtual airline, Firefly Air. Here's the link for it. It is the largest virtual airline on FS Hub, which is the main VA service. But it's a great virtual airline, and obviously we have hubs all over the world. We currently have an absolutely massive amount of people here in our virtual airline. We have colossal VA presence, no joke. We have over 660 pilots, and we have hubs all over the world. We have hubs in Europe, like our HQ in Dublin, Bristol, and Zurich. We have 3 U.S. hubs: Pittsburgh, Kern Valley, the GA, and Lake Tahoe, the main West U.S. 2 South American ones in Ecuador and Rio. We have Africa. We just opened a new Africa hub in Nairobi. We have a Middle East hub in Dubai. 3 Oceania hubs in Sydney, Auckland, and Queenstown. And 2 East Asian hubs in Hong Kong, Kai Tak, and Chubu. We've got lots of stuff in our virtual airline network. Um, really cool stuff. So, yeah, we'll be talking more about Argentina here on this stream. So if you guys aren't aware about if you guys just came here from the raid, I did briefly mention about Argentina's history. So just basic recap. The Spanish arrived here in the 1500s. Before then, it was lots of different native tribes, ones that were hunters and gatherers in the south, advanced hunter and food gatherers in the center east, and farmers with pottery in the north. Then the Spanish put this region as part of the Viceroyalty of Rio de la Plata during the Spanish, and it lasted from 1502 to 1810. Then the modern nation rose during the 1880s into 1930s. Argentina at one point used to be one of the richest, wealthiest countries in the world. A lot of people didn't know about that. However, for the rest of the century, Argentina had a very messy second half of the century between the Peronist years, the military governments, and economic instability that's still present even to today. So, Argentina has quite the turbulent history during the 20th century. Well, let's talk about the next thing about Argentina, and that is Argentina's geography. So Argentina is the second largest country in South America after Brazil. It's bordered by the Andes in the west, and some of its neighboring countries include Chile, Bolivia, Paraguay, Brazil, and Uruguay. So it's bordered by all those countries. It's the second largest country in South America after Brazil, with a total area of 2.78 million square kilometers. And it also has a population of 46 million, which is the world's 31st most populous nation. So Argentina is split by quite a few regions. There are 7 zones in Argentina, depending on regarding climate and terrain. From north to south, west to east, includes the Argentine Northwest, the Gran Chaco, Mesopotamia, Cuyo, the Pampas, and Patagonia. So each of these are the different regions. For each of the regions in Argentina, so the Argentine Northwest region is mainly there are different biomes, including high mountains of the Andes, fertile valleys, red rock canyons, humid sub-Andean sierras. That's what makes the northwest part of Argentina. The Gran Chaco region is mainly hot and arid, semi-arid, lowland tropical forest. Mesopotamia is a humid and verdant region in northeast Argentina. Then the low grasslands in South America are known as the Pampas. Cuyo is in the central west Argentina. It is the wine-producing mountains region where most of Argentina's wines produced is in that region. And finally, in the south is Patagonia, which is steppe-like plains. Make up Argentine Patagonia is a lot of plains. But it also features fjords, lakes, and much, much more. In terms of other parts of Argentina, Argentina has quite a lot of hills and mountains as well. And the tallest point in Argentina is Cerro Aconcagua, which is around 6,960 meters, and it's the highest mountain in the Americas and the highest in the Western Hemisphere. So it's a very, very mountainous area as well. But yeah, Argentina is a very geographically very diverse area. It's also got lots of important rivers like the Rio Negro, the Colorado River, and the largest river, the Parana. So, very important rivers, and Argentina very much is a very diverse area. Also, Argentina is really biodiverse. It's one of the most biodiverse countries in the world, and it has one of the greatest ecosystem varieties in the world. So, as a result, Argentina has some of the richest biodiversity on Earth, including over 9,000 vascular plant species, over 1,000 cataloged bird species, 375 mammal species, 338 reptile species, and 162 amphibian species, which is around the top 20 in the world. And there are tons of animals that live around Argentina. There's also 35 national parks in Argentina, and they cover a very wide array of terrains and biotopes, from some in the border of Bolivia to the far south in the continent, Tierra del Fuego, and more. So it's got tons of national parks. And there's lots of really important animal species in Argentina. They got all sorts of animals that live in this region. In Patagonia, you could find lots of different tree species like spruce, cypress, and pine. Um, to animals in the north like jaguar and puma, primates like the howler monkey, crocodiles, tegus, to central grasslands with giant anteaters, armadillos, the Maine wolf, and the rhea, a large flightless bird relative of the ostrich emu. The Western Mountains got llamas and guanacos, and southern Argentina is home to the smallest deer species, the pudu, and you can also find the coast elephant seals and even penguins. Even the Magellan penguin lives in that area. So as you can tell, Argentina is a very, very rich biodiversity um, in the globe. Some of the richest in the entire globe. And then in terms of climate, again, it matches geography because Argentina's climate is very, very diverse. But there are four main climate types in Argentina, um, and that depends. The warm, humid subtropical climate, arid and cold, and they're all determined by latitude, range, altitude, and relief features. Although the most popular areas are generally temperate, Argentina has an exceptional amount of diversity. It ranges from subtropical in the north to polar in the far south, so there's lots of biomes, and that's what led to some really unique scenery. So if you can tell on this picture here, you can see the wide range of diversity. For example, the areas where we're at right now is mainly temperate. However, when you get near to the Andes, you might actually find more polar, tundra, to arid steppes. And then some of those areas you got arid deserts around this region, arid deserts and steppes. You can definitely see there's a lot of diversity in Argentina's climate. Major wind currents include the Pampero winds and the flat plains. Usually has prominent winds. Yes, Argentina definitely has a lot of dove hunting and stuff too. Because absolutely. But the point I'm trying to get at, guys, is that Argentina is a very diverse, just like Brazil is. Got lots of diverse stuff. Yeah, there's definitely a lot to learn about here about Argentina. But yeah, there's so much about Argentina. I've done plenty of flying in Argentina a bit before. When we did the Mendoza Santiago flight, we went through much of the mountain ranges there. It was just really crazy. But west, you got all the mountains. In the north, you got some of the more tropical areas. To the north, you got the temperate stuff around the coast of Uruguay. Just tons of climates. Argentina really brings a lot to the table in terms of all that. Uh, oh, cool. I need to clean my Mauser. I have four you can clean. Yeah, Argentine Mausers. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. The Argentine. Is it from the 1890s though? Because I know there's an 1890 Argentine Mauser used by the Argentine forces. Oh yeah, yeah, 1897 Mauser. So, oh, mine is Jack. Uh, the 108 is a great GA bird. It is. It's quite nice. A lot of people say it's very nice GA plane. Ah, cool. There, Gazaki. Didn't know about that. Yeah, we're gonna be heading our way. We're just 97 nautical miles away from our final stop here in Buenos Aires. Um, Again, I'm not gonna read all my notes at once because we're gonna be still in Argentina on Sunday. So I'd rather save the notes for when we do that. Let's see who's flying with us right now. So, let's see who's flying. We have, oh, here's Kobe 8794, a Kazaki flyer with us. If you guys want to check out my Discord, here's the link. If you guys want to check out my Discord, if you guys want to catch up for all my future flights, here it is. So, yeah, that's me. Convey was my. Oh, it was your call. Oh, it was your grandfather's call sign. Oh, very, very interesting. Let's go. One of mine that full up 8mm, very accurate. Yeah, those old Mausers, those things can be really, really accurate. I mean, remember back in the old days when they used to do the Mausers and stuff, they had to be accurate because back in the old days they used to think the war was all the long range stuff. Um, they had to be accurate for some of the long range stuff they did. Apparently for some reason you can adjust the iron sights for up to 2,100 yards. But like that would be really, really difficult though to adjust for something that's around 1,900 meters of sights. Like that's really difficult even without a scope. So that's yeah, if you see all those names and call signs, that's because we're getting pretty close to Buenos Aires. Oh. Yeah, I see the Bronco for the OB-10 Bronco from Asia Poly. I know that's a pretty good plane, but I'm just not getting any more of that as well. Oh, the 2,100 is for volley fire. Gotcha. Mini artillery barrage. I guess that makes sense. Oh, no, yeah, it's a great aircraft. the OB-10 Bronco. I know the one in the sim is actually quite good because it's Asia Poly. They make really good planes. But yeah, the old Bronco, built in the 1960s, still in limited service, being with the Philippines. It was built as a light attack observation plane. We're gonna be getting, yeah. We're gonna need to think of arrows falling in the sky. Ah, gotcha. You fire high in the air and they rain down on you. That makes sense. Yep, yep, yep. Salute to your dad. Like, so one of the really cool things about so yeah, the thing I'm still waiting for to come out is the 777. That's still, I hope that comes out soon. But I think PMDG is still waiting for that update because I'm still waiting for that 777. Man. Yeah, there's still some places I want to check out on Wednesday. Maybe on Wednesday take the DC-3 back in the air again, and maybe just go over some of the College Town stuff because I know a lot of people like the College Town stuff. I may take a GA thing, check out some of the Texas towns and stuff. That's maybe what I want to do next Wednesday is take a general aviation thing and just go around Texas. That's probably what I'm going to do on Wednesday. Next Wednesday. That's what I want to do. I still can't believe they fly. I know. Yeah, they still fly. They're tough birds. The Broncos. Very tough. Yeah. Definitely pretty area as well. I mean, I can't wait till when we go to Patagonia, though. That would be really um, where I think we could really do. Hey, good to see our Airwolf. Good to see you, Airwolf RO. Nice seeing you here. I hope you're doing well on this Friday afternoon. Yeah, I'm excited for the weekend to finally happen. Um, so. So we don't have much farther until we get to Buenos Aires. We're actually just 700 miles left to go. So let's go ahead and talk about the next slide here on this list. And let's talk about Argentina's government. So Argentina, government-wise, is a federal constitutional republic and a representative democracy regulated by a system of checks and balances by the Argentine Constitution. The country's supreme legal documents. The seat of government is in Buenos Aires. Suffrage is universal, equal, secret, and mandatory. And there are 3 branches to make up the Argentine government. The legislative branch, which consists of a bicameral Congress made up of the Senate and Chamber of Deputies. The Congress can make federal law, declare war, approve treaties, and has the power of the first impeachment. Then you have the executive branch, which is the president and commander-in-chief of the military, can veto bills before they become law, and appoints members of the cabinet. And the president's elected directly by a vote of the people for a 4-year term and may be elected no more than twice. And the judicial branch is the Supreme Court and the lower federal court to interpret laws and overturn those unconstitutional, and it's independent of both the executive and legislative. And each of the Supreme Court is appointed by the president, who served for life. However, historically, though, for the political stuff in Argentina, in the 20th century, there has been a lot of political turmoil and democratic reversals. As between 1930 and 1976, the armed forces overthrew 6 governments in Argentina, and the country alienated periods of democracy with periods of restricted democracy and military rule. However, nowadays, Argentina's democracy is pretty robust, and in fact, it's the second most electoral democratic country in Latin America, behind its neighbor, Uruguay. So, that's just something to keep a note. For all you guys that want to know. So we're not far from our first sub. Our first sub's actually ahead of us. This is Mike Gulf, India is going to be our next stop. This is Martin Garcia Island, actually, MGI. It's actually Uruguayan islands. It was disputed between Argentina and Uruguay until 1973, where it's actually a piece of Argentina, though it's mainly as a nature reserve. But historically, it was actually strategically located by Argentine forces as well. It was also where several Argentine political figures were actually arrested, including Argentine presidents Hipólito Yrigoyen, Juan Perón, and Arturo Frondizi. Were actually imprisoned here as well. So this island actually has some political importance. So, but nowadays it's now a nature reserve, home to foreign fauna like turtles, sparrowhawks, herons, vultures, parrots, horned owls, nutria, capybaras, alligator, red deer, and there was even once a population of giant otters, though they were exterminated in the 50s. Here it is, guys. We're going to be landing at runway 17. Yeah, we're going to be visiting the island. Hey, good to see you. I hope a wild Gross Spray doesn't appear. Yeah, actually, the funny thing about the Gross Spray, um, was actually, interned in this island here. You gotta digitize them at some point. Um, um, I'm not from Texas, actually, Bronco. I'm actually from, um, the state of Indiana. I'm actually a Hoosier, believe it or not. I'm from the Hoosier State, Bronco Buster. I live actually just 30 minutes from Louisville, Kentucky. The Ville, as you might call it. From Louisville, Kentucky. So I actually live close to the state border from Indiana and Kentucky. It makes me a Hoosier. But no, I'm pretty interested in learning about all this sort of stuff. But I mean, I've learned around my hometown a bit. Louisville's a really cool city to learn about. It's a pretty historic city. But yeah, good question, Bronco Buster. I'm from Indiana. Yeah, this is Martin Garcia Island. Yeah, we just made it down. Welcome to Martin Garcia Island. Yeah, we're in this unique little island here. Um, Very cool place. I found that out. Yeah, the Gross Spray was sunk. Um, was actually sunk near Uruguay. Yeah, nice from Texas. Texas is a cool state. I really want to check out Texas. Um, yeah, this is Martin Garcia Art Island. Funnily enough, this is a part, even though it's right in Uruguay's borders, this is actually part of Argentina. So this is an exclave of Argentina, by the way. Yeah, guys, we'll just take a break here for just a minute. If you guys want to, if any one of you guys in the chat want to join on in, we'll be prepared for the second and final leg over to beautiful Buenos Aires, Argentina's amazing capital city, um, one of the absolute gems in South America. So So yeah, let's go ahead and get ready for the final leg of the trip. We're going to go ahead and taxi our way over here. We're going to make our way over to Buenos Aires. We're going to go to the capital city of Argentina. Taxi back. So let's go ahead and make our way to Buenos Aires. Yeah, this thing shouldn't go very fast. All right, guys. Buenos Aires is going to be our final stop. Buenos Aires is going to be our final stop for today. So Buenos Aires is Argentina's largest city and its capital. It's located in the western shore of the Rio de la Plata, or the La Plata River. Buenos Aires in Spanish is known as fair winds or good airs, and it's considered to be an alpha global level city. But Buenos Aires is an absolutely enormous city. Um, no joke. It's the fifth most populous area in the Americas, which around 13.8 million people live in Buenos Aires. It's the second largest city south of the Tropic of Capricorn. And its quality of life is one of the best in Latin America. This city is famous for its eclectic European architecture and rich cultural life as a multicultural city home to multiple ethnic and religious groups. And that's because it's been a recipient for millions of immigrants from around the world, making it a melting pot, as well as one of the most diverse cities in the Americas. The city's total population is 3.1 million, but its metropolitan area is actually now at 16.7 million people, which is absolutely huge. Um, it's absolutely insane. It's also got a rich history, and it's got many different events were held here, including the first FIBA Basketball World Championship in 1950, the first ever Pan American Games in 1951, and it was the site of two venues during the 1978 FIFA World Cup. Um, it also hosted the 2018 G20 Summit as well. But Buenos Aires is a city of a rich history. It was established back in February 2nd, 1536 by Pedro de Mendoza, and it was reestablished in 1580 by Juan de Garay. But Buenos Aires has a rich history, dating all the way back, and mainly dependent on a lot of trade. A lot of trade was developed here in the city. Um, but it really grew during the 19th and 20th centuries, where Buenos Aires really grew into a major city. Um, and a lot of immigrants were attracted here to this area. But Argentina still to this day has many really cool areas as well. Definitely a world class. Hey, Red Baron Fly, it's good to see you, Red Baron. I hope you're doing well, my dude. Let's get a shout out I'm gonna get a shout out for Red Baron Fly. He does stream here on Twitch. Good to see you, Red Baron. But yeah, it's a really cool city with a very rich history. But there are some amazing landmarks here in the city. Buenos Aires has a ton of landmarks. Um, there are a ton of them, but there are a few that really stand out. One of those is the Plaza de Mayo in the 16th century, and it's the oldest public square in the country, and it's staged for many important events throughout the city's long and impressive history, including the May Revolution of 1810 that led it to become independent for Argentina. One of the really cool parts of Argentina has really been it's the Casa Rosada. This fine mansion dominates the eastern end of the historic square. It makes for a backdrop as it's the residence of the President of Argentina at the Casa Rosada. And then, of course, then you have the Cologne Theater, which was built in 1908. It is a world-class opera and ballet facility, hosted the likes of many famous people like Callas, Toscanini, Stravinsky, Caruso, and Pavarotti. There's also a lot of other great facilities in area as well. But there's tons of really cool city landmarks as well. But there are tons of Buenos Aires landmarks. But there are a lot of sites here in the city. There's also tons of other ones too. There is the Rocliata Cemetery and Museums, which has been around since 1716. The La Boca and Camino Street, which is some of the most colorful neighborhood in Buenos Aires. There's the Cabildo, which served the seat of colonial government in Argentina. There's the Metropolitan Cathedral, the art galleries, and a lot more. But Buenos Aires has a lot of stuff in the city that are absolutely worth checking out. Great city, and a ton of really cool landmarks. And then the final site for today is going to be Buenos Aires' main international airport, and it's one of two main airports. This is the one we're going to be visiting today is the Ministerial Pistorani International Airport. It's also known as Izia International Airport. It's one of the two main airports serving the city. The other one being the Horde Newberry Airport, but this is the largest international airport for international traffic and hub for international flights. Opened all the way back in 1949, named after the Minister of Public Works, Juan Pistorini. It took 4 years to complete, and it was at one point the third largest airport in the world. It was also where an unfortunate massacre took place in 1973. But currently serves flights to destinations all across South America, all across the world, including from South American destinations like Sao Paulo, Bogota, Quito, Rio de Janeiro, in Santiago to other American destinations like Mexico City, Miami, New York, Atlanta. But it serves nearly everywhere in the world but Australia. But it serves nearly every single continent but Australia. Now, of course, there is another international airport, and this is Aeropark Hori Newberry, which is actually also opened just 2 years early. And that airport is mainly used for domestic flights all across Argentina. So, so that's it, everyone. That is the end of the slides here for today. So we can now focus on flying through the rest of Buenos Aires. Yeah, it's an absolutely huge city. Yeah, absolutely enjoyed this flight. Guys, thank you so much for coming along here today on this Friday stream. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys here as we take you around through beautiful South America. So, huge city here. This is San Fernando. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn this left. I'm not flying the new Tomahawk, Red Baron. I'm actually flying the Piper Warrior 2. I haven't gotten the Tomahawk yet. I haven't gotten any new planes for a while. I know that's quite a good plane, though, the Tomahawk. Yeah, we're going around the coast. There is Buenos Aires. Yeah, it's a Piper, of course. It's a Just by Piper, of course. Oh, look at that. There is a football stadium around this area. Right around us. This is the Estadio Monumento. Oh, see, there's a football stadium. Yes, Argentines absolutely love football. And Argentines absolutely love football. Um, Now, of course, ahead of us is actually for Newberry Airport, and that is the main airport for domestic flights in Buenos Aires. Massive facility, massive Buenos Aires. This is all Buenos Aires. It is. Well, we'll just follow this. And we'll follow this through the rest of the journey. And we'll follow this through the rest, and we'll find a parking spot. Thank you guys so much for joining along with me today. This has been a very, very nice trip to Argentina, or at least Buenos Aires, huge city. Yeah, it is massive. Buenos Aires, yeah, it's no joke. It's one of the biggest cities in all of South America. because this is our final stop. Well, that's it, everyone. And that's it, everyone. We've made it to Buenos Aires, everyone. Welcome to Argentina, everyone. So, guys, thank you all so much for coming here today. Thank you for the new follows. Thank you for the raid, Angry One Horn, for the raid. Guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a great start to your all's weekend. We're going to go ahead and set up the raid. Take care, everyone, and have a fantastic start to your weekend. See you on Sunday as we're back here on Sunday, and we'll make our way over to the bottom of the world at Yeshaya. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.